Hey everyone, it's Leilani for God. I'm back with another video. In this video, I'm going to be exposing a YouTuber that goes by the name of Donat. I will only be referring to him by his YouTube name, Donat, and I will be blocking out any other information that is presented about him, such as his last name, his age, his address. All of the information I'm going to be presenting to you in my video, in this video, is from Google and from YouTube. I only refer to people by how they present themselves as a public figure. I don't believe in doxing people or putting out anyone's personal information beyond what information they put out about themselves on social media. So we have a mugshot here for Donat. He's got the psychopathic stare going on. It looks like he was arrested for fraud and impersonation, misrepresenting himself as qualified to practice law. All right, so it's not a violent crime, but still, if he's under the delusion that he's a lawyer and he got arrested for going around representing himself as such, then it's safe to assume that he has a mental health issue. The weird thing about that is he sits up on his platform every single day and he mocks everybody else's mental health issues. Goomba, Jaguar right, Jaguar right, Jaguar right, Jaguar right, Jaguar right. He is building his platform on YouTube off of mocking Jaguar Wright's mental illness, and he speaks on the mental illness of other celebrities as well. What I have not heard him speak on is his own mental illness, which is obvious and apparent from this mugshot and this reasoning why he was arrested. Now, I'm going to be talking specifically about his most recent video, Goomba is a Cancer. That's what really prompted me to make this video. As you can see, I only watch his content when he interviews Goomba. So it says here, exclusive, Goomba speaks. And this one, Goomba is a Cancer. Other than that, I don't watch his content because his personality is repulsive. And now I understand why. It's because he's extremely sick. And a lot of the comments that he made in his most recent video are cause for public concern. I'm making this video out of concern for the public. I am a mandated reporter. And when you say certain things that sound like you're a danger to the public, I'm going to expose you. On top of that, he's been extremely disrespectful to the creator that I serve. He thinks it's funny to make jokes about the Holy Spirit. And the only reason he started making jokes about the Holy Spirit is because of my video that I did exposing Sean Davy Way. So now he said he wants the smoke, okay, that he's going to come out of his pocket and spend money to blaspheme the Holy Spirit. And he already blasphemes God on his page every single day, which I'm also going to show you. So it's no surprise that we have a psychopath with a criminal history. And this is what these people like to do. They love to disrespect God in the Bible. And this is consistent with almost everybody that I've exposed on my page for the whole time I've had on my page. That's what they do. They disrespect God. They disrespect the Bible. And for some reason, people are very easily deceived by these characters. You know, he's getting 5, 8, 7,000 views on his videos, even though all of them, he's intentionally disrespecting the Holy Spirit, and they're making comments agreeing with him, telling him, do it, disrespect the Holy Spirit more. Right? So demonic spirits attract demonic spirits. His past. All right. So he was hit with 6 counts of misrepresenting himself as a lawyer. That was back in October of 2021. A warrant for Donat, okay, was issued. He was arrested after court investigators determined he had signed motions and other court documents. Okay. Here is a lawsuit that Donat filed against the United States copyright offices. Okay, I guess that's when he was pretending to be a lawyer and tried to sue the United States government copyright office. Right, and then here's a picture of him claiming to be a Hollywood actor. Now you see how he looks a lot different than this? I would say that he's probably had a nose job. And something is going on with his health that has changed his appearance drastically. It says here the state dismissed the charges against Donat. Okay, Highlands County prosecutors on January 20th dismissed 6 counts of unauthorized practice of law against Donat after he completed a diversion program. That was just in January of 2023. All right. So he got arrested about 2 years ago. After 2 years, he completed a diversion program. And so they dropped the charges just 2 months ago against him falsely representing himself as a lawyer. All right. It says Florida man who impersonated doctor as a teen gets prison time for stealing. When I did the research on Donat on Google and I found out that he got arrested for impersonating a lawyer, the first person that came to mind for me is a teenager who got arrested for impersonating a doctor. And right now, that same teenager is about to go to jail again, this time for stealing money. So these people that have these mental illnesses where they think they're doctors and lawyers, you know, they continue to do crime because it's a mental health issue that does not just go away. And the way Donat sits up on his platform and talks about other people's mental illnesses, you can tell he's very much in denial about his own mental illness. Are you taking your medication, Donat? Are you seeing your psychiatrist and your therapist on a weekly basis like you should? Because the way you carry yourself on YouTube is repulsive. And I'm going to prove it in this video with screenshots from your transcripts. So it says here, the AIDS Healthcare Foundation, okay, evicted Donat on August 24th, 2018. The AIDS Healthcare Foundation filed a property residential eviction court case against Donat in Los Angeles County from 22 hours ago, because I just took the screenshot. Goomba is a Cancer, Jaguar right, Tokyo Tony, whatever. So in this video, at the 1 hour 55 minute mark, Donat says, these women, these Jezebel ass spirit, these women got these Jezebel ass spirit. When I say I'm bisexual, they see a challenge and they want to prove something. And I'd be like, I'll play into it. And while I'm beating that ass up and lift that knee, hold, that's some easy ass. Anyway, he was saying at the 1 hour and 55 minute mark in his video he just did yesterday that says Goomba is a Cancer. He's saying in this video that he tells women he's bisexual and that makes them want to have sex with him even more. So he has all types of rough sex with them. And I'm thinking in my mind, did you tell them that you've been evicted from an AIDS healthcare residence? Do you tell your bisexual partners, men and women, that you used to live in AIDS housing? I want to know that, because that's an issue of public safety. He goes on to say to Goomba at the 127 minute mark, I just feel like she wants some dick. I ain't even gonna lie, bro. Jag wants some dick. She wants somebody to choke her out, spit in her face, and slap her all around. I feel like that's what Jaguar wants. And then he's calling her a crazy bitch, and then he tries to say to Goomba, I ain't trying to call your wife a B word. I'm just talking in general. No, you called Jaguar a bitch and you said she needs to be choked and slapped out during sex. There's a lot of people that I've exposed on my channel, and one of them is in jail right now for sexually assaulting a woman. And he used to say the same exact thing. Nature Boy. And we know Nature Boy is extremely criminally insane. I want to know how Donat went from looking like this to looking like this. Okay. Is that how you qualified for the healthcare and the housing? Okay. He thinks that this is like a good picture of him. This is the picture he used on his profile on YouTube. I knew what was wrong with him, his health status, the first time I ever saw his picture on YouTube. As soon as I saw this picture, I knew exactly what was going on with him. And that's why he doesn't look like this anymore. It also looks like he got a nose job, because his nose look all pointy. His nostrils look like, you know, pointed, and his nose looks way different here and way better as well. So you wasted your money on that one. Here we have Denat files a lawsuit against the CBS Corporation. So in his mind, you know, he's got all these lawsuits against these big organizations, the ones that are trying to help him get housing. CBS Corporation, because he thinks he's a big time actor. That's one of his delusions, right? He launched a lawsuit against the copyright of the United States government. I mean, come on, you're bugging. He's launched a lawsuit against Integrity Props Management, which is probably something having to do with acting. When you're talking about props, I would assume. He launched a lawsuit against some type of production company. All right. So he launched all of these lawsuits, and the case against him, him getting arrested for impersonating a lawyer, was just dismissed earlier this year in January of 2023. But the lawsuits that I just ran down to you have been going on with him in these different businesses and entities since 2018. So that's why I'm wondering, is he, you know, getting medicated? Is he seeing his therapist? Is he taking his medication? Because he's on YouTube still giving legal advice. That's what he was doing in his video with Goomba. I'm going to show you the transcripts in a minute. I saw him in a comment section under someone else's video. And he tells that content creator, yeah, I can give you the tea about what happened with King Pain. So King Pain caught up to the comment and laughed at it because Denat sat on King Pain's, what is it called? Panel on his live shows many times. So King Pain was basically being nice, letting Denat, a new YouTuber, come and join his panel so he could, you know, get his credibility and his numbers up in terms of getting new subscribers. And what does Denat do? Goes behind King Pain's back and tells another content creator, yeah, I can give you the tea about what happened with King Pain. So Denat is a backstabber. Even if you help him, he's going to stab you in the back, just like he did with those two healthcare facilities that tried to help him with housing. He's a demonic spirit. Someone at the bottom says, Denat, are you still buying subs and views? The numbers aren't adding up. I know you are buying ads on YouTube. The whole ad portion in the search gave it away. So that might be the reason why Denat is a fairly new YouTuber, and he has, you know, thousands of people viewing his videos, even though he's not been making content as long as the other people in his in the sector. Denat came into the sector being negative. He's the type of person who thinks the only way to get attention is to be negative. Right? That's a demonic spirit. He doesn't know any other way to be. So when he was talking to Goomba in his most recent video, he starts talking about, he says, Denat says, I've been doxxed and been through all of this with multiple people on Clubhouse. So Denat is just like Jaguar Wright and Nature Boy and Young Pharaoh. They've all shown extreme signs of mental illness. They all say really crazy, weird things. They all have this weird delusion of grandiosity that they're much bigger and better than everyone else, and they can do more and better than everyone else. The problem is, this is how you know it's mental illness. There's no proof and there's no evidence that they are doing better than anyone else in any area of their life. It's all just big talk, but it's constant big talk about themselves. It never stops. I could barely watch his interviews with Goomba because he's constantly talking about what a big professional, big person he is. And it's like, just shut up and listen to the person that you're talking to, because it's called an interview for a reason. Right? So why have Denat been doxxed? And he came over to YouTube from Clubhouse because they chased him off of Clubhouse because he's a nasty person with a demonic spirit. And people got with him. They doxed him and exposed him. And now he brought all of his demonic activity over to YouTube. And now he's over here harassing Jaguar Wright and all of the content creators that report on Jaguar Wright as his strategy for getting viewers. And according to the person who wrote the comment underneath he's actually buying views and subscribers, which would explain why he has so many views and subscribers in a short period of time. Now, the problem with that is if Donat is buying views and subscribers, then once again, Donat constantly says, oh, people are mad at me because I came into this sector and I grow faster than them and I got more subscribers than they did and they've been on YouTube for years. Like, he cannot stop himself from constantly repeating that. So if you're buying your subscribers and views, why do you keep bigging yourself up that you're this like person who's so much better than everybody else in the sector? You're doing the same exact thing that everyone else is doing, right? Anyway, he goes on to say to Goomba, he says, Donat says, I want all the smoke. Bring them ops and everybody over here. I want all the smoke because they're not gonna be him. They're not going to be able to handle me when I get in rare form. And I'm looking for a reason to get in rare form. To be completely honest with y'all, he trying to bring out the thug nut. He calls himself a thug nut. Right? He says, you don't want to do that. Anyway, so he thinks he's a thug. You are a thug nut. You're more of a nut than you are a thug because you went to jail for impersonating yourself as a professional person that you're not. Right? But he's making it very clear here that he's looking for a reason to have problems on YouTube. And that's the reason why he came over to YouTube from Clubhouse, came into a sector that was already established and started creating content that is talking bad about people who helped him in this sector, like King Pain, for example. Now, I'm not promoting any of these people's YouTube pages. I feel like people, you should all use your discernment and try to follow people that tell the truth, okay? A lot of these people make up lies, they're running storylines, and they're just being demonic, just like Donat. And I'm just exposing it because he's just like so many other people that I expose. These are really sick, demonic people that are dragging other people to hell with their bad behavior. Donat goes on to say he has a goal for himself that he wants to get 15,000 followers so he can get a brand placement deal. Okay? Now, Donat, you're not going to be able to get a brand placement deal. You're out here talking about women want to be choked, spit, and slapped during the act of sex. Okay, that's not going to work. You're not going to be able to get brand deals with your blasphemy of the Holy Spirit, of God, the Bible, and people who believe in that. Because there's a lot of people who believe in the Bible, Donat. And since you're under the delusion that you're a big time Hollywood actor, do you know how many of those companies are owned and controlled by people who believe in the God of the Bible, like Jewish people? Do you really understand that? And that's the problem with mental illness. They never could put two and two together, that their behavior is what sabotages them. Right? So don't come over here acting crazy with me, Donat, because I have no problem with reporting you to anyone that you get a brand deal with. And according to Donat's delusions, he thinks he has a TV show with Amazon Prime. Well, I pay for Amazon Prime. So if I see you pop up on my Amazon Prime, I'm going to inform them of your comments about disrespecting people's religions, your comments about spitting on and choking women during sex, and all of that. Okay, you don't need to be endorsed or promoted by any major corporation as long as your behavior is consistent with a sociopath. Donat has the nerve to tell Goomba, he says, okay, I get this job, I have it, and a lot of people don't understand the psychosis behind, like the mentality that is. He's trying to give Goomba advice on psychosis and people's mentalities. He also was talking about Amanda Bynes' mental illness and saying that all artists are mentally ill and Jaguar is bipolar. Listen, Donat, you don't need to be talking about psychosis, mentalities, and mental illnesses when you're still suffering from all of the above. Donat goes on to tell Goomba, in addition to doing the homework and packing and all that other stuff, I'm helping Goomba find and allocate the appropriate documents to file a permanent injunction against Jaguar. Are you practicing law again, Donat? Okay? He says, because I think Goomba really wants to be done with this. And if there's an injunction that says she cannot speak on him on social media, she violates that, she will go to jail. Donat, what are you talking about? You're helping Goomba find and allocate the appropriate documents to file a permanent injunction against Jaguar. You're not supposed to be impersonating a lawyer, Donat. Did you tell Goomba you got arrested for that? And that they just dismissed it 2 months ago? And now here you are on YouTube playing like you a lawyer to help Goomba against Jaguar? And you're using Jaguar name to build up your platform? But you're going to help her husband file paperwork against her? Make it make sense. Donat keeps talking about, Donat says, well, you're talking to somebody. This thing is law and litigation and evidence. And Donat says, hey, listen, you know, if you get advice from anyone, they're going to tell you to get the best attorney, and they're going to tell you it's best to settle this with Donat. Again, here he goes again. The best attorney in the world is going to tell Goomba to settle this with Donat. Delusions of grandeur sounds just like young Pharaoh. Young Pharaoh was all over YouTube talking about he's the best attorney in the world. Meanwhile, young Pharaoh never graduated elementary school. But in his imagination, he's the best attorney in the whole wide world. Donat later on in the video talking about Tasha K and Cardi B. And Donat goes on to say, oh, there's judication. There's a solid and firm judgment. So I think Tasha K will no longer be on YouTube. And he says when she got the final judgment, she hurried up and put a request for a permanent injunction. Anyway, Donat was talking about the case between Tasha K and Cardi B, and he was saying, oh, Tasha K is what did he say? Oh, he said if he was Tasha K, he would have beat the case with Cardi B based on jurisdiction and all of these other legal terms. So throughout this video with him and Goomba, he's like trying to speak in legalese as if he knows so much about the legal system. Right? So in the video, Donat talks about he's going to steal the Holy Spirit Activate song and he's going to remix it and he's going to pay money to make a new Holy Spirit song. Donat have not talked about this until I did my video exposing Sean Davy Way. So all of a sudden, Donat wants to start beef with me, basically, because he's trying to contradict me by making a joke out of the Holy Spirit. And he knew he was doing that because I had said in that video, or the video I did on Goomba and witchcraft, that Goomba asked woman who cursed Jag in Tokyo to protect him. I think I had said something about that in either one of those two videos that I had watched Goomba's interview on Donat's channel. So you would think Donat, as a fellow content creator, would appreciate that I acknowledged him and I named him as a place where I watched the interview with Goomba. But what Donat does is he stabs me in the back and starts mocking the Holy Spirit. I didn't say anything mean or rude to or about Donat. So the fact that he's now in several videos talking about mocking the Holy Spirit, he's going to make a whole new song laughing and clapping about the Holy Spirit when he does not believe in the God of the Bible at all. All right. So Donat went out of his way to antagonize me. So when I Googled him and found out all these things about him, it all makes sense. But the problem is he's influencing his audience. This person put a comment, you stealing Holy Spirit Activate needs to be in the YouTube Troll Hall of Fame. LMAO, too funny, and I love SDW. There's room for y'all both as far as I'm concerned. So this person is egging him on, telling him, yeah, go ahead, steal the Holy Spirit Activate song and make a joke out of it like a troll. The word troll and Holy Spirit Activate should not be in the same sentence. So she's acknowledging he's only doing it to be a troll, to be a demonic spirit. And only a demonic spirit thinks it's okay to blaspheme the Holy Spirit. That's the number one proof that you are demon possessed. He also has this word in every video that he does. He keeps it up on the screen throughout all his videos. Okay. Now, ever since I started getting right with God, I stopped saying that. I will say anything else except that. Gosh darn it. Oh my goodness. Goodness gracious. Okay. But I stopped saying this. But he puts this on his screen throughout all his videos and leaves it up there. Just like Sean Davy Way does with the Holy Spirit song. All right. So these homosexuals get on their platforms and they mock God, they mock the Holy Spirit because they have demonic spirits. And then their audiences reward them and tell them, keep doing what you're doing. But guess how many people you're offending, Donat, since you want to get so many brand deals. You want to be a Hollywood actor. You know how many people believe in the Bible and the Holy Spirit that you're offending? Israelites, Muslims, Jews, Catholics, Mormons, Amish, Jehovah's Witnesses, Christians. There's a whole bunch of Christian denominations: Baptist, Pentecostal, Episcopalian, Methodist. Okay? There are billions of people. At least 1/3 or more of the world population believes in the God of the Bible. So you're not just, contradicting me with your childish, demonic, jokes on the Holy Spirit. You are going against all of these different people in the whole world. And trust and believe, we're not going to sit back and let you get brand deals and big acting jobs when this is how you carry yourself on the internet. So go take your mental health medication, take your physical health medication, go see a therapist, a psychiatrist, and get a grip on yourself, because you are sabotaging yourself.